Yeah.
And you're from are you from Jersey or New York?
New York. I was born in Queens. I was raised in Long Island.
Oh, okay. You think you're the first person in your family that's like meditated, that's gotten into all this
I'm the
stuff?
first person in my family that doesn't have a jacket or a criminal record. What are you kidding?
Okay.
I said jacket. I realized these are nice boys. They don't know.
Bro, I don't know. I was like, jacket. What are they doing? What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
awesome,
exciting.
man.
This is awesome because like we're doing this podcast and like good things are happening. And then it's like, I feel like we manifested this kind of. Yeah, what's up, guys? I am Dustin Ibarra.
Slip into a Slim Jim.
Yeah. Those glasses, man. Yeah, dude. Sorry. I hate whenever I can see myself. I'm obsessed with myself. So whenever I can see myself on something, I'm like, look at that guy, you know? Hey, how you doing?
He is.
Handsome. Ooh, thank you, Greg. I am feeling good, dude.
You look good, dude.
Thanks,
you look
bro. I lose a little bit of weight, man.
Good. Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah?
Doing the intermittent fasting. Yeah.
You all right? You dropped some pounds?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
Nice.
not, the camera, it's probably messing it up, but,
Yeah.
I did drop. I dropped a little bit
That's good.
doing
dude.
that.
That's good.
Eating fairly right,
Okay.
You know what I did last night? This is a
What?
big deal for me.
What?
There was, this place handles ice cream by my place.
Ooh,
Good.
sounds good already.
It does sound good, right?
You know why they
Handles-
call it handles? Because it gives you love handles.
Yeah,
dude.
well, it
That's
used
why.
to be called bitch tits, so they kind of they changed that. But no, I went in there because so every Tuesday they got $4.50, 2 scoops, man, and it's really good ice cream. I always go in there. Yesterday I went in there, but I was like, man, if I eat this, I'm gonna break my fast. And then if I eat at nighttime too, I'm not gonna feel great about myself.
Yeah.
You know? So what I did is I went home, I put it in the freezer, and I'm gonna have it today at some point.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Maybe
man.
I'll have it tomorrow. I don't know, but
that's like going to a crack house,
Mhm.
buying a couple rocks of crack, and be like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on this. I'm not gonna smoke it tonight. But I'm gonna bring it home and I'm gonna smoke it at lunchtime.
I'm definitely gonna smoke it at some point. Yeah, but I'll just smoke a little bit. I'll feel good about myself.
That's good. You're gonna do it within the intermittent fasting hours.
Yes,
Okay,
which
so
those
that's
are
good.
coming up pretty soon, which I am pretty pumped about.
That's good.
I'm gonna go hard, dude. I might start with the ice cream. I don't know, man.
You should, dude.
Maybe,
You
dude.
could probably chop it up and snort it.
I think I could. It might melt, but I don't care. I don't care, bro.
That's awesome. Dude.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
things are going good for me. I guess that's a little my little checking in right there because I'm just feeling better.
Well,
Taking vitamins. Now
we-
I've noticed eating at night, if I eat really late, like I don't feel good in the morning.
yeah.
And I always wake up with a little bit of guilt,
We've been talking about this for a long time. The food thing. The food thing is hard, man.
Food
And
thing
neither
is
one of us
hard.
are severely overweight. And I'm indecent, but I'm like a lean guy with a big stomach.
Mhm.
That's what I feel like. And it's like I'll intermittent fast. I lose the weight. I do good, and then I go home for Thanksgiving. I have a slice of a pie or whatever,
Yeah.
and then boom. Next thing you know, I put it all right back on.
Boom.
you know?
A slice of pie.
It's like, it always gets me, dude. Pumpkin pie. It's just
Well,
or
I got,
ice cream. I put a scoop of ice cream.
ice cream's
and then-
good. Yeah.
But I'm not compulsive, dude. It's like, it's like always these ups and downs and ups and downs. And
Yeah.
you try to learn, I'd like to learn how to become more consistent and not have, but
I think it's just small steps,
yeah.
which I'm look at me. I'm no physical. I'm no Jack LaLanne.
Yeah, but you're not, you look great.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you look good.
Well, you do as well. And so yeah, what's going on with you?
So my check-in, I just went home and I saw my family and which was great, but I'm coming off like a really good ride. I did Netflix's Joke Festival. I got the SNL alum show. I've been touring. I did Vegas and I've been on this roll and now I got nothing. Right.
A little
all
gap right now.
It's all gone. And so what my head is telling me is that my career's over. I'm never going to amount to anything. The SNL show is done. I don't think they want to do it anymore. There's going to be no tour. Everything's ending. And that's what my head is telling me. And so I'm in this negative, depressive state And what I'm trying to fix, this is where I want to try to get, is I want to be able to take away all those material things and all those successes. And I want to learn how to be okay with nothing and be okay. And I don't want to be subjected to when good things are happening in my career, outside things, that I'm happy and life is great and God is great and this is wonderful. And then when I'm in a slow period, I'm a loser. I have no talent. I'm never going to amount to anything. It's never going to work out for me. You know, so it's easy that's the end result I want. But how am I going to get there?
Yeah.
Right. How am I going to get to that place of serenity
where
and
you're
peace?
just in the middle, kind of. I try to like not get too excited when life is going good now, because I was like one of those dudes, and I still am to some extent, where it's like a good thing will happen. It's like, yeah, let's get this high, you know?
But how can you not be so high when you come off and there's 350 people and it's sold out and the crowd is going bananas and they come off, and then after the show, everyone telling you how great you are and want pictures with you and stuff. How do you not have that extreme hit the ball out of the park at the bottom of the ninth of the World Series? How do you not have that? It
feels good too, but I feel like it's a pendulum, you know, it's going to swing the other way at some point.
It is. So, you know, and I'm trying to figure out what's the solution to not be down and depressed and negative on these lows. And then, so what's happening lately is like, I start complaining about things. I'm complaining about this guy, and I'm negative. And then I'm like, who wants to be around that? So what, you know, so here's what I was thinking. And this is my check-in. This is an honest check-in. You know, what's the solution? You know,
ice cream,
handles ice cream. No, but, I think it's, you know, double down on service work. And I always say the same thing. Go speak on, you know, I speak on jail panels. You know that.
Be of service.
Be of service. Try to help people, you know, meditate. You know, I haven't been doing great meditations. I got to, you know, increase on that and try to stop sitting around thinking about myself all the time.
Dude, that's why I think they tell us to call other people, you know, and the whole recovery thing, because it's just like getting out of your head, man. Ever since I started doing that, I volunteer every week, every Wednesday, the 7 a.m. shift at the central office recovery center, and take phone calls from alcoholics and people going through it. And ever since I started doing that, I think I do feel better about myself, dude. Yeah. I think because I heard something last week that was like, you get self-esteem by doing esteemable acts. Yeah, that's a good one. And I think there's something there with, because it's kind of hard to feel bad about yourself if you have the evidence of, wow, I'm currently doing good. Yeah. Which is hard because I mean, you do those things already. Yeah, I do a lot of those things too, but you know, I think maybe just the answer is, you know, sometimes life is really great and sometimes it sucks. Yeah. Sometimes it's a struggle, you know, and you know, but I just want to level the playing field a little bit so I don't get too depressed and down on those low periods. So that's where I'm at. That's my honest check-in. But it's an honest check-in, bro.
You know,
someone out there might be listening. They're like, oh, I feel that same way too.
You know, so Daryl Hammond gave me a piece of advice. You know, when I talked to him a lot about stuff, and I told him I you know, sometimes I'll tell him what's going on, and he said, you know what, man? He goes, if you went and you had to plead to a court of law your case of why your life is not going good, the judge would throw it out for lack of evidence. And I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, quit wasting my time.
Yeah, quit wasting my time.
Got a triple murder after this.
So
I don't know if those are in the same courthouse.
That's my honest check-in. And the reality is, man, life is good.
Life is good. I think you needed to say that though, because just saying things out loud, I think helps.
Yeah. And I called you last night because I wanted to check in with you and stuff, but you're like, oh, dude, my life's great, dude. That's your
gets me out of my head, buddy. All right, well, maybe we can find a solution to that with our very special guest today, who I am excited about. I love this dude. You've seen him on Nurse Jackie, Rescue Me, so many things. He's very successful comedian, actor, Adam Ferrara.
I'm so depressed. I don't think the ice cream's gonna help this time. Dude, you're a comic. First of all, hello, my brother.
Hello, bro.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You're a comic.
Yeah.
Yes, we wouldn't be doing this if everything went right in our lives.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't hit it. I'm sorry to jump right in.
Because jump right in. I love that.
It's
very New York,
all
man.
the same shit. It's all the same shit. Enjoy it. Don't need it.
Yeah, that's good.
Enjoy it.
I like
don't
that.
Need
Enjoy
it.
Don't need it.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's look. it happens to me. I can see it happen. I don't know how to fucking stop it, but it happens to me.
Yeah.
So that's the best I can come up with. I can enjoy this. I don't want to fucking need it.
Yeah.
Figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
You're and like you said, being of service and everything, you're entitled to your work. We're not entitled to the fruits of our labor.
Mm.
Right?
Oh, that's good.
Damn.
That's the Bhagavad
Dropping
Gita. That's
knowledge.
not me. Say it with an Indian
Oh,
accent.
really?
It's not me. I read it. I just said it. But that's it. We're entitled to, you can get up, you can get what you're given right now and in slow times. And believe me, they happen to everybody.
Yeah.
Is you have the gift of time. I never have the time to do this.
That's so good.
Now you got time. Because it's going to come back. Everything fucking changes.
Yeah.
Everything fucking changes. I get the way you feel. I wake up that way.
Yeah.
I start my day leaping from the bed, gasping for air. That's how I don't greet the new day. It's like,
Man.
fuck, we're still here. That's how I start.
Oh, it doesn't
Yeah.
start like Snow White, like
No.
birds don't come and dress
My
you.
wife is next to me. Good morning.
Is she
the best
super
part-
happy?
She's the best part of my life. She's beautiful. I wake up arguing with my wife before she's awake. She's not even up yet. And I'm having an argument because it's just,
Yeah.
it's the shit kids is looking for something to grab onto. Like,
Yeah.
I do. You tricked me. No. It's not, recognize it. I mean, and figure out what works for you. I mean, I write longhand in a notebook. I write you find my notebooks, they look like Kevin Spacey in Seven. You just
drawings, little sketches.
scribbling.
You just train of thought. Just
But
journaling.
what that does was it exhausts the demon. Because it's just all the complaining and stuff. You're complaining. It's just if you look at it, the only power we have is the power of how we see shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't be fucking stupid. She loves me for me. No, she's a hooker. You gave her $200 and told her what to say.
Yeah.
But I've been there. You've been there. We're gonna be there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this shit. It don't go away.
Yeah.
It's just always gonna happen. I like that you do things. There's tools though to take care of it. Not maybe completely make it go away, but I mean, I know whenever I journal, I feel a little better afterwards.
The one thing that I've always had through this, period, because is I've always known it's temporary.
That's good. The impermanence of life.
Yeah. You always know it's going to ebb and flow. Yeah. So that's the one thing that's good that is you realize it's temporary. It's going to pass.
Yeah, but you have this thing of time, but then all the worry kicks in. I'm not working. My career's over. How are we going to pay for this?
Yeah.
And you can write about it, and I feel better. And this is just how I cope with it. And my wife will tell me, "Go do a set because you're killing me. Go do a set because that's the connection that I'm used to."
Yeah, there's something there. How long have you been doing? You started pretty early in comedy.
I've been in country over 30 years. Are you kidding me?
Because I was like, dude, that's like one thing I've noticed in my life. I started stand up when I was like 17, and I have to go up. I have to go up a lot, And there's something weird there where if I don't go up for a little bit, even if it's not like great sets, I just gotta go up to get it out, out my little whatever that is, man.
It's if you're not up, you're this. Right. And when we go up, because I feel, and I don't know about you boys, but when I feel the best shit doesn't come from me, comes through me. So when I'm not on stage, I'm this. When I'm on stage, I have to be like this to do my job.
Yeah.
So I gotta be, you gotta let light in.
Yeah.
You gotta because as an actor, anger's easy. Because anger, for me, it's easy because I was raised by wolves, but it's also
anger is easy for some reason.
Because you gotta tense up the body.
Yeah.
You tense up the body and everything, but it's harder, and you have to be more confident to be open because you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
So you got to be open up to play happy. You got to let light in to be happy.
Oh, that's good, dude.
And you got to be vulnerable. So you got to be vulnerable to life, and like you just said, you're just admitting it here. Okay, fine, but don't sit in the vulnerability and ask yourself this. I don't know if this is going to help you or not.
No, this is great.
I'm looking for answers. Look, I'm glad you guys invited me. I'm looking for help for me, you fucks. So I'm screaming into the abyss at night, into the car.
Yeah. You're actually being charged per half hour.
Thank you. Make the choice or the commitment to yourself to be brutally honest with yourself in whatever form it is, writing, talking into a tape recorder, whatever it is. And then write down your problems, complain about everything, and then ask yourself this: what am I looking for?
Yeah.
That's what you got to be honest with yourself about. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a break. I'm looking for this. Or I'm looking for someone to take care of me. I'm looking for someone to tell me it's going to be okay. I'm looking for reassurance.
Yeah.
There's another level of shit.
There
underneath.
is. I love exploring the different levels of everything too, man. Because I do that a lot. Where it's like, I want to have a good set. Well, why? Why do I want to have it? Because I want people to like me. Why do you want people to like you?
You want to be loved.
If no one likes me, then it all comes down every time. I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
You know, it all kind of comes. I think that's a lot. That's the same for a lot of people. It all like, I want that car. Why do I want that car? So I want to look successful. Why do I want to look successful? Because I want people to think of it. I want people to, and it all goes back to like, I want to be alone.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what it is. We need to connect. And that's the best part about our job is we connect with a big, massive energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, even like, I don't know about you with acting, but the drama was really not difficult for me. Coming back from it was difficult for me because we're connecting to all of this, right? Once we're on stage. Then acting happens with the space in between, but we can still be funny. Yeah. And then when you go from multi-camera, where you got in the audience, you still got that kind of
performance thing. Yeah.
But when it's this on a single camera, it's got to happen here.
Yeah.
And then the drama is the scary part.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, multicam is like an Everybody Loves Raymond type show where you hear the laugh track, and single cam is like everything else pretty much.
I had to cry a couple times on camera.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh,
Law and Order, I had to cry. Criminal Minds, I had to cry. So, and when you're a guest star, you know this. It's the first shot up of the day, and they do your coverage first because the regular's like, I'm not awake yet. Do his stuff. So, and you're only going to get 2 takes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
You got to cry at 5 a.m.
Everyone's kind of, you know what it feels like being a guest star on a show? Because I've been a series regular before too. And it's totally different. You know, when you're a guest star, you're like, you're that, it's like you're all friends and then someone brings in a new friend and you're kind of like, all right, well,
hi.
Yeah. Is this guy cool? You know, everyone's kind of like,
it's like the family party where your mother goes, that's your cousin. Be nice. You don't know. Yeah. So I remember he's a very sweet. I'm dropping a name, right? Because he's a very sweet man and always kind to me and a really good actor.
P. Diddy, I can't believe it. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. I won't get in there when he's angry in a towel. I'm not going to do that. Jesse Martin. Sweetheart. I had to cry 8:00 in the morning. Chelsea Piers was shooting. And so, you know, the drill, you go, they say crew has to set. So we've already done rehearsal. So a block, I was smoking and we go up and we have a cigarette on the roof of Chelsea Piers. And he lights my cigarette. He goes, I don't envy you. I go, why? He goes, you got to do acting shit at 8 a.m. He goes, I just stand there and hold the notebook. So I had to cry, you know, and here's what I learned about being vulnerable and what he wants is I can get to where I need to get to emotionally. Yeah. It's coming back.
Yes.
It's putting it back together.
That's what
I'm like, fuck, I didn't know. Because it's like my vulnerability is like Chaz Palminteri. Like, now you can't leave. Okay. Now you're upset about this. Now, what about all this other shit? I'm like, oh God, it's all coming out. And I came home, I was twitchy.
Yeah.
And my wife was just like, hey, Olivier, get your shit together. We got a mortgage. I'm like, okay, here we go. Go back to work. But yeah, that's the emotional throttle we have. Yeah. For me, it's putting it back together.
That's the difficulty of the Stanislavski method acting, where you're using personal things from your life to access heavy emotions. And
I use fear because I got to pay the bills. So
wow, I think fear, it's weird how fear works because you hate it, but it's driven me a lot. Like I remember whenever I'm trying to say you get a script change that night and you got to memorize like 3 new pages of shit, and you're just like, you have no other choice. It's basically like, well, you've got what are you going to do? Are you going to show up without your lines memorized? And the guy holding the microphone up there, he's going to be waiting for you, looking at you. It's like the fear of like that happening is like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this, man.
Yeah. And I do find it more comforting for me. And this is, I don't know about you, about anxiety, lack of structure triggers my anxiety.
Yeah.
That's why I love when I'm an actor, because I know I got to get this done. I got to be ready. Someone else has to make that fucking decision. I'm being thrown the ball. I got to get it.
Yeah.
So that structure works well for me. It's when I have to provide my own structure where it's like, you know, I can hit snooze again. You know?
I don't have anywhere
then
to
you
go.
don't feel good about yourself.
No. Yeah. I can't lay around the house all day and do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I start getting depressed.
Oh, I can. Watch me. I'll lay around your house and do that.
But I have to have things going on because if I'm not doing stuff, I feel.
Here's one thing and I'm playing with this now. is setting the stage for the day, and idle time's not wasted time. That's what because I always felt like I had to do something. Like you wake up, like, I got to get into it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you got to set the table. You know, you got to get up, find your time.
Yeah.
Get in the morning. Like if I get up and I have a cup of coffee and I'm sitting for a half hour, I'm entitled to sit for a half hour. You know, the bell doesn't have to go off. Then exercise, whatever you got to do. But before you go to the computer, before you go to the phone, that's becoming more and more important to me.
Yeah.
I do this thing now when I remember, is I'll take a shower at the end of the night. I'm like, I'm done, going in, go into the shower, put my notebook down, and just set the stage for the next day to be my own like manager. You know, so I'll listen to whatever podcast I want to listen to, and I'll do something just to decompress. But still, that little fucking guy in the back of my head's going,
get to work,
get
buddy.
to work, work that bit, so I allow it to have its space. So when I have my notebooks, I still write longhand. I have my notebooks. I'm like, play with this, play with that, make my list, and then I'll allow it to have its space, so it's being heard. Then you go to bed, you get up in the morning, give yourself a half hour, and then slowly get into the day. But if you don't reset your machine, the fucking machine's gonna work. You gotta take time to change the oil in the car. The motor's gonna seize.
That makes sense, dude. I like I like an end of night routine. I like a morning routine and an end of night routine.
Yeah.
You know, because they say like, well, this isn't pot. They say like, don't look at your phone like an hour before you sleep. And I'm like, okay, that's not happening.
Yeah, they said that in 1974. That's when they said it.
One of those phones, the rotary. Just don't look at it.
That circle just fucks with me.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it's like I try to have a little bit of like, you know, end of the day routine, brushing my teeth, washing my face, you know, just not going to bed completely like
present
going up
while you're
going,
doing it.
Being present while I'm doing it.
Being present while you're doing it. You don't.
That's hard too, man.
That's hard too.
My mind, because it's like I am one of those dudes that wants to do a lot of things at once. You know, like okay, if I'm doing this,
and letting out the stuff that pissed you off all day, like fucking dusting. Or you, that you know, you can't play those mind in your head. You got to let go of to be present while you're doing those things. Makes the mind go, oh, okay, we're allowed to shut off. You know,
rest is good.
Yeah,
rest is good.
Yeah.
I'm a big rest fan.
Grow confidence in your and I don't know if this helps, but like because we all hit those downtimes.
Yeah,
we all hit those downtimes. That's now I have time to do. Make a little list. Like if I always wanted to do this, if I had time, I always want to do that if I had the time, and don't look at why it's not going to work.
Yeah,
I love that, dude. Yeah, you know what I started doing, man? Just this week, I started playing my guitar again, dude.
Yeah, what do you got? I got a Strat.
Oh, I got, dude, I don't even know. It's this old, it's some acoustic Jim Dandy or something. I bought it for like,
Jim Dandy.
Yeah, okay. But it's really, I just started I went down to my garage and I just played for like hours, man.
That's great.
And when I first started comedy, I would do these funny little songs and then I stopped because, you know, for multiple reasons, like, my guitar, my act, I wasn't that funny, so the guitar songs weren't that funny, and also just like carrying a guitar everywhere. But then I started messing around. I started writing funny songs. And I'm like, you know what? This is fun. You know, it got me that excited feeling again. Yeah. You know, that first starting stand-up feeling of like, I was like pumped. I had a show that night. And I'm like, I'm going to bring my guitar. This is going to be crazy, man. And it's just like, it was, I like it too, because it's not just, it doesn't have to be just comedy involved. Like I was learning how to play other songs and just like, and I didn't really look at it like, oh, this will help me in this aspect of life. It's just like, no, I'm just chilling out and I'm playing guitar in my garage, man.
That's Zen mind. That's beginner's mind. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And you can only jump into the water once. Then you're wet.
Yeah.
You know?
But you can feel that thing in your head. It's like, oh, but then I'm gonna be a guitar guy. It's like, you know, all those little things that like
but
the negativity.
That happens after you look at the terrain and you realize I don't want to be that. I don't be because you're connected to the outcome.
Man.
You know, you can't, it's like acting. You got to be present in the moment to be real.
Oh, see, I'm always thinking about like, oh, I can't believe they're paying me for this. This is awesome. What am I going to spend my money on? This is going to be so cool.
I get worried about my problem. The past, not so much, is fine. It's the future that you
worry,
know,
future tripping.
Either way, it's not being present. The meditation is for me anyway is just trying to stay as present as I can without fucking moving, without thinking. That's just and without saying, ooh, then you're out. Yeah.
You're
hey,
out.
I think I fuck.
You make a game out of it,
you know. But it's my meditation teacher told me it's like dyeing a shirt. You keep dipping it in yellow, and Keep
What
dipping
kind
it.
of,
A little bit.
meditation do you do?
I drink early. And I just,
Is it mindfulness, TM?
yeah, it's I'll give you. It's a natural meditation. Dean Slider was he wrote that's the first book that spoke to me because I read all this other stuff and I'm like, I'm not going to India. It's hot. Monkeys are throwing shit on me.
Oh yeah, you would have to take
I can't
one.
eat the food.
Yeah, you would have to take one of those buses with like 700 people on top.
Yeah,
you ever see those Indian buses or trains where it's just like everyone's? Yeah, exactly. So this what kind of meditation is this?
It's called natural meditation. You just breathe. You start with your breath.
Okay.
Right. I start with my breath and then just it's allowing the fucking thoughts is looking at them without identifying or grabbing onto them. It's like I'm making it up. You're sitting there, you go back and you all of a sudden your high school girlfriend broke up with you. You're like, fucking Dolores. You know, that's when you identify. If you can detach from your thoughts, it sounds odd, but if you do that, you're like, oh, there it is.
So you look at it like, oh, that's a thought.
That's a thought. I don't have to be in it. The analogy that opened my eyes was think of yourself as the sky. You're not the fucking clouds. Just let the clouds go by.
Ooh,
just let the fucking clouds go by.
I heard one similar to that too, where it was like you picture yourself at the bottom of a lake bed and you're just watching.
Don't say that to an Italian.
Yeah, you
that's
got
our biggest fear,
shoes.
for Christ's sake.
Thinking of who you snitched on.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's a bunch of types of meditation too. Like, and some of them work different. Then some of them work better for me. I've noticed. It's kind of like you got to find what you're into. Yeah. Like I remember there was this one meditation where it was like this guy was talking, and it's like, oh yeah, you're in a forest, and you're by a lake, and I'm thinking forest. I'm like, dude, I wonder what if a bear popped out? Like that would suck, man. Yeah. You know, like I'm trying to meditate. And it's like,
and there's a guy with an axe and duct tape.
You know, like what is it? Yeah. So I've noticed whenever I I'm better like kind of going into quietness and nothingness, you know, and trying to just sit there and focus on my breathing, you know. And I've heard, I'll mix it up. Like I do this one where it's like, breathe in like this crisp mountain air and breathe out black smoke and breathe in the air, breathe in God, breathe out fear. You know, I like a lot of the breathing stuff. We just talked to Justin about that. Breathing is
it's because it's the only thing you can control and you can't. Mm-hmm. It's like you can hold your breath, not for long, but you can.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but eventually you're going to have to breathe. So it also, for me, it becomes a tool to recognize when you're out of it and to recognize when anger's coming up, to recognize when fear's coming up. And it gives me something to do. It's like that mother fucker, you know,
you still let it out.
But because that's the effects of anger are far more destructive than the event that inspired it in us. Mm-hmm. So it's like what you do once you're angry is when all the shit's bad. Like you can get angry, but the effects of it, you're acting out on the shit that pisses you. That's like,
what's the? I heard a thing. It's you want the other person to have harm, but you eat the poison.
Yeah,
that's what envy right? I think is. Or no, resentment. Yeah, you
resentment,
drink poison, hoping that it'll hurt the other.
It'll hurt the other person.
Yeah.
I started doing transcendental meditation.
You got a mantra?
I do have a
Don't
mantra.
Tell me.
It's my mantra is
okay, dude. I try to guess it all the time. I'm like, okay, well, if I guess it, you're gonna tell me. He's like, yeah, and I haven't been able to guess it.
But the mantra, it's just basically.
Is it Om?
It is not Om.
Is it Ma?
Is
it Ma? No.
No,
I took away your enlightened.
It's but anyway, so you get a mantra, and the mantra is like you're saying that breath, where that meaningless. The mantra is basically a meaningless phrase.
Yeah, it's a tool
that means nothing, that has no meaning attached. Just like you said about your breath, and what you do is you're like, you know, the way it was described to me, it's like the life is like an ocean, right? And at the top, it's rough and there's waves and everything, and then at the bottom, it's completely still.
Yeah.
And so you know, when you're like, you think the mantra, and it's like a tool to help, you know, get you down to that quietness. Mm-hmm. But then the thoughts start coming up, and I got to do this. I got this show, and she's doing this, and then you're back in the waves again, and then you think the mantra again, and then you know, and it's this cycle of releasing stress and anxiety. And
but your enlightenment and your meditation is the same subject to the laws of the universe as anything else. Change. It's always going to change.
Yeah.
Your job is to put your ass in the seat. 90% of life is just showing up.
Yeah. And I told my teacher too, because when I couldn't stop thinking, right? And I wasn't even going to the mantra because there was so much. And I went to my teacher and I said, I think I'm doing it wrong. And she's like, why? And I said, I can't stop thinking. And she said, Greg, that could be a perfect meditation because your body and your mind is releasing all this anxiety and stress. So it's okay to think. Nobody can stop thinking.
Just don't identify with the thoughts.
See, I like that.
Just watch them.
Yeah.
If you can watch them, you're good. Yeah. But here's the problem. I watch my thoughts like this. I see you, you motherfucker.
You're going to get them. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't have an emotional attachment to them.
Yeah.
I do this now. I change the word. When I talk to myself, I try to change the word think to notice. Because if I say I think, that becomes the word I is in it. I identify with it because my position. If for some reason I feel like I have to defend it or justify it, whatever I be. If I say I notice, I'm just looking at shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
It's emotionally neutral.
Yes, I like that. There's also, because I learned this I was in some like group therapy one time. One of the people was like talking about how in the English language, we say, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm this, I'm that. But in other languages, they say a lot of like, sadness is upon me.
Yeah.
Like it's a different thing. You're not that feeling.
I forget the jazz musician's name, but he would greet everybody this way. I think it was a horn player.
Herbie Hancock?
No, it wasn't Herbie. I think he would come up to you and go, how are your feelings? Not how are you feeling?
How are your feelings? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty
jazz,
good.
Baby.
Yeah.
He's like,
high as a Georgia pine.
Whenever I'm depressed and have anxiety and miserable and angry or whatever, you know what? I'm always sitting around thinking about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always thinking about it's all self. Me this. Why am I not that? Why is it not that?
Yeah. I call it the opera singer. Me.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So good things and good solutions are do things that take you out of self.
Yeah. Just do things. Get out of the fucking house.
Yeah.
Walk around a block. Do something.
Yeah.
And you're from are you from Jersey or New York?
New York. I was born in Queens. I was raised in Long Island.
Oh, okay. You think you're the first person in your family that's like meditated, that's gotten into all this
I'm
stuff?
the first person in my family that doesn't have a jacket or a criminal record. What are you kidding me?
Okay.
I said jacket. I realized these are nice boys. They don't know.
Bro, I don't know. I was like, jacket. What are they doing? No, but you are what I think, because I think, dude, I saw you like, I saw you on Comedy Central something back in the day, you know? And when I looked at you, I was like, oh, this is that like New York guy, man, you know? Just ultimate. And then we met later on in life, and I remember like a few weeks ago, we were talking about just acting and stuff, and you've auditioned for The Sopranos
9 fucking times.
9 times.
Yeah.
See, and that's where it's like, dude, you're totally on The Sopranos. I would totally see that easy, man.
Well, that's what we were talking about it, because they're pitching. That meant they liked you.
Yeah.
Because they kept pitching to you.
Yeah, of course.
You just keep going. And that you were talking about beating yourself up.
Yeah. That's
by the 6th or 7th, I walked in and I go, what aren't you gonna like now? You know?
Yeah.
But you keep beating yourself up. At my age, he goes, no, they're trying to find something. You're on the radar.
Yeah.
There's 3 things I learned from a buddy of mine. As far as tools with dealing with stuff. I'm gonna say Taoist, Lao Tzu. There's 3 things to look at when you're not feeling good or something's wrong. Simplicity, patience, and compassion. If something's fucked up, look at one of those 3 things and ask you what it is.
Yeah.
I'm out on 3 pitches. I'm fucked on 3 fucking pitches.
Okay.
I have no patience.
Yeah.
I can complicate anything, and I'm pissed at me. So But those are the 3 things you look at, and I got a definition of compassion that actually helped me differentiate. Is also respect. So if you equate compassion with respect, because compassion feels like, it could also have pity to somebody else or another situation, put you in a level above it.
And then you could get to that thing like, I feel bad for that. I was saying that all the time. I feel bad for that person. And then there's this hidden resentment under that. Like, what the fuck did I do? I got to help him, But if you say respect, and you equate those 2, that helped me, because it's like, okay, I respect the fact that that's there. I didn't do anything. I wish that could be a better thing. It takes you out of being in the fucking play just to being in the audience.
Yeah.
Peace lies in the audience.
Yeah.
Just sit back and look at life.
Yeah.
Because, you already bought the ticket. We're here. Boys, we're here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So you're going to watch the show. You're going to be part of the show. And if you're going to be part of the show, there's going to be a death scene.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I was saying it's cool that you're talking like this, because, you're one of the most successful people I know, your stand-up is fire. You've had multiple television appearances with stand-up, but also you've done so much in the acting world. It's crazy, man.
Oh, thanks,
Rescue
man.
Me, Nurse Jackie, and then Top Gear.
Yeah.
Dude, that was one that it just hit me when I was sitting here. I was like, oh yeah, he was on Top Gear. That's crazy, dude.
That was fun. I'll tell you a story. So this was one of the best times of my life. You talk about your Saturday Night Live tour and everything, the best times of your life. Enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to last, but enjoy them when you can. One of the best things that we used to do on Rescue Me is we did the Rescue Me comedy tour, which was me.
Okay. Dennis Leary, Lenny Clark.
Yeah. Kenny Rogerson, me, and a band.
Oh, no way.
Fucking great.
I bet that was so fun.
It was so much fun. And we did it for 3 years. We would launch the new season every 3 years. And we were, we were bonding as comics. You know, I knew Lenny as a comic, and I would see Dennis as a comic, but we were always on the set. Now we're watching each other's sets. We're giving each other tags. We're coming up with little bits to do in between. We got a band. It was just so much fun.
And it's like a show, too. It's just so you get to work with comedians on
I played
a
fucking
huge
Carnegie
show.
Hall.
Oh my God.
I played Radio City Musical. So I call my parents. We're doing Radio City. Pop, my father. I said, Pop, play. He goes, yeah, your mother told me. She also told me you're doing the Mohegan Sun Casino. We're going to go to that one.
Mohegan Sun's nice. I've been there. I like it.
He just wanted to gamble.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So we're on the tour bus, right? It's the third season. And Dennis wakes me and Lenny up. Hey, what? Come on in. And I was sitting at the table. He goes, how do you guys feel about doing, 9 more episodes and then that's the end of Rescue Me? And me and Lenny looked at each other and went, no. We don't have Ice Age money, you skinny Irish fuck. Think about us.
To go on forever.
Yeah. And he laughed and he goes, okay, we'll do 18 straight. We'll cut them in half. Those are the last 2 seasons. So, that's the best. You can get a heads up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just get a call. Sometimes you don't even get a call. You read it in the paper. Show's been canceled.
Oh, wow.
And then you're calling everybody.
So you had an end date and you knew to appreciate it all.
So I knew that it was coming to an end. I knew that I basically knew I needed another fucking job.
Yeah.
So I started planning. I said, I want to do something with cars because I like cars. So I did this pilot for the History Channel called the United States of Cars. It was we tell the story of history with 2 different cars, and it was a fun thing. Didn't get picked up, but my manager called me. He said they want to meet. The History Channel wants to meet with you. I said, so they can pass on person? They're not picking it up. I don't.
Yeah.
They bought the rights to Top Gear, and they said, do you know? I said, yeah, it's a great show. She goes, I said, don't fuck it up. It's a great show. He goes, well, we'd like you to be in it. I go, I don't want to fuck it up.
Oh, that's a lot of, because that's a huge show in Europe.
Big brand, He goes, well, just meet the people that are putting it together, because it was the same. It's the BBC. It was the same one that produced the Mothership, the global one. Yeah. So I figured, okay, they're gonna. It's not gonna rip off thing, because I had no interest in being a carbon copy of those guys. They go, no, they're trying to cast it to be the American version of the show, but you don't have to be like those guys. So weirdest audition I ever had. Drove to the church parking lot in the Valley. Like, go to this church parking lot in the Valley, look for a Mitsubishi Evo and some English guys, like it was a ransom drop, and no cops. So I show up, the cameras are set up, there's a car, and they had Rutledge Wood and Tanner Faust. Those are the 2 guys I did the show with. So they were looking for the 3rd seat, and we just started fucking around, and they had the cameras were all set up, and I was just happy to be there, and I got to rip up an Evo. So I was spinning this car around. It was fun.
That's dude, having a show where you're passionate about
and
it
they
too.
kept
That
calling
would
me
be
back.
so cool.
Yeah, well, you could do it. They kept calling me back. Finally, after 3 months, they said they want to see you again. I go, I'm not driving over the hill. The mole's not gonna be on the other side. What do they think they're gonna see?
Yeah.
So, but they kept it. And my manager, my wife, fucking yelled at me. I didn't know this. My manager, because I said no. I said, play the fucking tape. That's it. I'm done. Right. My manager, my wife, got on the phone and goes, he's going to fuck this up. You got to get him to go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So thank God you got people.
Yeah.
That's the other thing to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Look at the people that are around you that are still there. Because the ones that are still there, those are the ones that are going to be there when it's dark. It's going to be there when it's raining. It's going to be there when the sun's out.
Yeah.
So I finally go back, and they offered me the gig.
Wow.
And I get the gig. So, and I thought, Dustin, it was going to be a summer thing. 10 episodes, we're done. Nope. Ran for 7 years.
Wow. Dude, and that's like, how many episodes? Because the History Channel,
76.
yeah, I know they pump out a lot of.
Cranked us up.
Yeah.
For 7 years. And
That is
something
awesome.
something you're so passionate about to that's like the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
My dude, I'm still holding out for that hot dog show. You know? Once History Channel calls me, Food
That's
Network.
it. The competitive eating.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It would just be like I would do like a Guy Fieri type thing, going to different hot dog places, call it Weenie Tips, and I would like Top Gear. I would have a mystery hot dog eater. You know, they would wear a mask, and then
I thought you said mystery meat. I'm like, that's pretty much a hot dog.
It is, huh?
That's pretty much a hot dog.
But I mean, I'm not as passionate as a hot dog. I think cars would be a lot cooler.
It was fun.
What's the coolest car that you've driven?
Impossible to answer, but I will tell you the coolest things I've done in cool cars. I did 188 in a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta.
Wow.
Woo! Beautiful automobile. It's around 140 miles an hour. A car starts getting light. You can feel it coming up. And it's not just a straight speed run. You got to talk to the camera, so you're doing a bunch of shit. That's harder than you fucking think.
I
that
bet
was the
that
hardest
is,
thing.
dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Especially if you got a manual, you know, because I'm listening for the motor, I'm listening to the
Yeah.
so that took a little getting used to. But so I'm doing around 140, it starts coming up. Around 188, my ass sensed a speed wobble.
Wow.
Yeah, speed wobble's like, hey, what's that? Dead. That's what speed wobble is.
Yeah.
So I lifted, and it's a 211 mile an hour car. And the car was like, take him away. He bores me. It's just flying in his car.
Yeah.
So that was a great car. I drove, this was one of the rarest Lamborghinis, which was fun because it was rear wheel drive. Most Lamborghinis are all wheel drive. This is a rear wheel drive. They named it after Balboni, which was their test driver for Lamborghini. So it's a rear wheel drive manual with the metal shift plate, so you could throw that thing around.
Was that like all over the place? Did it have pretty good traction?
Oh
Like,
yeah, well, when I drove it, it was fishtail out. But but someone that knows what they're doing. Like I know enough just to get me killed.
Okay,
I know enough. Like hey, come in, hit the apex, release the car. Fuck, ain't too fast.
God, that's so fun, dude.
I got a bunch of stuff. Rolls Royce Wraith, which is the two door. With the suicide doors that open up.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I don't even know cars, but they just all have cool names. I'm like,
yeah.
Wraith, nice. Yeah.
My brother has a GT40.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I drove the 66, the actual race car.
Wow.
They brought it out of museum. I only drove it 8 feet, but it walks as good as a hit, baby.
Yeah, no,
They took it out of the museum because we were doing this. It was actually called Adam Show. They gave me, said, what do you want to do? Rut got one, Tanner got one. Yeah. So I wanted to drive the Rolls Royce. I wanted to drive the GT40. So they brought it out of the museum. And it's a museum piece. You can only drive it 8 feet.
Yeah.
So, and you know, but the audience might know, it's called the GT40 because it's only 40 inches high. It was a race car. That's why. So you got to go down. The doors open. You go down. So the way you get into a car with like gull wing doors or lift doors is you ass in, one leg in, Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Bring the other one around. And so you're in it. So they put me in it. The carburetor's right here. And it's right-hand drive because it was made to race in France. So it's right-hand drive. You turn on the electric oil pump. You can turn everything on. Start it up. Flames. Coming out of it. And the guys from the museum was just like,
yeah, it does that.
I'm like, not by my head. Get the fucking thing out. So I'm in the car and the camera's right there. And they say, okay, drive it. Now the clutch isn't really set up for racing or anything because it's just functioning. So it didn't catch till I was all the way up here. So my knee and it's right-hand drive. So I'm used to this. It's here.
That's gotta
so
be
I'm
weird.
here with my knee up and I'm threading that throttle because I don't want it. You know, I drive right past it. Go, cut. The guys come over. They pick up the door. They go,
you did good. Most people stalled it. Come on, let's go.
pulled me out.
I would freak out. I'm like, okay, here's a bill for the new clutch.
Yeah,
like,
terrified. They took the museum pieces were the scariest one because that was a museum piece.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Fred Astaire's 1927 P1 Rolls Royce, the Phantom. They took that out of Peterson when I did the Rolls Royce thing. I had to drive that through a graveyard. Now this is again right-hand drive, and it's non-sync transmission. So basically, I'm driving Depression era farm equipment. Driving it. I go, we're going straight. I'm not shifting a second. There's no turning.
Just get the shot. Don't mess it up. Aiden just got his driver's license.
Good for you.
Any tips
for those of you who don't
him?
know, Aiden's 45 years old.
Yeah. Aiden, he had 70 DUIs. Aiden is he just started driving. It's great because he lives like right by me.
That's
so
great.
I'll be like driving with him and stuff, like getting rides. I can get rides now.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I still drank. I would have a designated driver.
That's it.
You know?
You can have it pick shit up at Gil Turner's.
Maybe I'll start it. Who knows? No. Any tips for Aiden?
Got a 4Runner?
Great.
4Runner.
Yeah.
It's lifted too. He goes off-roading and stuff. Yeah.
Watch the balance point. I almost died a couple of times.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's
I
the
rolled my
balance
Toyota
point?
4-wheel drive. You got to watch the balance point.
Yeah.
I took a turn too fast and rolled it.
What's the balance? Tell me about this balance point. It's I guess it's a
When
point
you
of
raise
balance.
a car, you fuck up the geometry of the car, so the balance point can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
One wheel was off. the
Yeah.
ground.
I was-
Two of them.
Oh.
We did an episode at the Rubicon Trail, which is off-roading, and it's rock climbing. So it's like it's just a lot of torque. You don't need a lot. You need a lot of torque, not a lot of power. Torque's the stuff that makes you go. It's the grunt. It's what. That's what
okay.
torque is.
Yeah.
Horsepower is really fast. So I have a Geo Tracker, little Geo Tracker, up on like 38s. So the thing is all
Yeah.
the way up here, and the
Geotrack.
a transfer case kept popping out of 4 low. So I zip tied it to the passenger seat so the thing wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just to keep it going. We were a fan belt away from disaster on every fucking episode of that show. Yeah. People go, I jumped a caddy. You can see it on YouTube. It's called the Flying Coupe de Ville. One of the first episodes we did, I jumped a caddy about 40 feet in the air. So it just went up. And so when it Yeah.
What do you mean you jump like?
we were doing a moonshine run, and I picked the 76 Coupe de Ville as my car because listen to me.
A
What else should I
moonshine
be
run.
doing?
I love that, dude. I want to go back and watch more episodes.
So
It's fun.
we're on an off road because to evade the cops, they would drive through the woods. So we drove through the woods. It was a little motorcycle.
That's how NASCAR was started.
Yeah, and that's how NASCAR started. So we're on this little motorcycle track, and I'm in this big giant 76 caddy. So there was a water hat. I knew, and I'm on Spalding tires. There's no traction in this thing. So I just put my foot in it to get through the water. I go over this hill and I come up this little ramp, and I just kept going up. And it got real quiet for a long time.
Yeah.
And we shot in North Carolina, and off in the woods I heard, yeehaw! Boom!
Wow.
I bananaed this thing. It was about 40 feet in the air. And
Oh,
Tanner
man.
Faust, who's a professional race car driver and stunt driver, he did all the jumps in the Dukes of Hazzard movies.
That's what I was saying.
wow.
Dude.
He set the
Whenever you were
record.
up high to do the.
That was him actually doing it. I land. He comes up to the car. His face is white, and he looks at me. He goes, "Dude."
Okay. That's awesome, man.
So we would do all that shit, and then so I'm in the tracker, and here's the balance point. It's on like 38s, and there's no Rubicon Trail. There's no guardrails. It's a fucking mountain. So I'm going on the truck starts coming up. Here's the edge of the fucking mountain. I'm this way, and I'm still climbing,
Yeah.
and all I see is sky. So I'm this, and I'm looking at, and I hear, we have radios. I hear Tanner on the radio go, and he's panicking. He goes, fucking out of the balance, he's screaming, right? And all I can do is this. I'm in a 5-point harness, so I'm not getting out of this thing. All I can do is this. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Wow.
So I shove my weight to this part of the truck, and then everything got real quiet, and I was calm. I was peaceful and calm, and now I went through this checklist, but calmly. I'm like, all right. I got to do a lot of shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
was this your near-death experience?
I got to do a lot of shit. That's good. My wife will find the gambling money I stashed in the office because she'll find that. My manager, I got the insurance, so she'll be taken care of. My mom, there's money for my mom. So I was just worried about the people.
Yeah.
That's where I went. I went
Wow.
right to damage control and taking care of people I love. But it was calm. And then all of a sudden, it just went.
Whoa.
I went right back down. And I just went.
I need a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was
Did
scary.
your like outlook on life change from that? Was that like a life changing?
I'm still fucked up. I'm still fucked up talking to you guys. Humming in the morning.
Yeah. That's like a spiritual experience right
That
there.
is
you
a
know?
But you
Right?
think
Near
it
death.
would have some kind of impact, like now I can heal you. No, I got nothing.
You woke up the next morning with the voice.
Yeah.
Still there.
No,
Huh?
still there. I still watch Netflix, see people I know in movies and say, he's working? I still have that.
It's not right, dude.
No.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Are there any charities that you're into? We like
I do a lot of stuff with the firefighters.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
I was actually. We just did Leary Firefighters Foundation. Every year I go to the Rock, which is a training facility at Randall's Island, and it's great. All people show up, and we go through. You can go up in a bucket, you put out a fire, they show you how to put out a subway fire, and you're actually doing things with the firefighters. Wow. Leary's there every year. Michael J. Fox was there this year. Brian Williams, who's an active firefighter in Connecticut. He comes every year. My pal Lenny Clark was there. And just a bunch of people come up, and it's a really nice day. So I do a lot with them, and I do a lot with rescue dogs.
Oh, okay.
I got 2 rescue dogs.
Yeah.
So I like to.
Well, those are good charities,
Firefighting
and no one doesn't like. Whenever people say police officers or something, there's always a group that'll be like, "Well, hang on," but firefighters, everyone loves firefighters.
Yeah, you're like,
No, I'm pro fire.
Yeah, yeah. Fires lives matter. Like, oh, come on, man.
Let it burn.
Yeah.
Whoa! Who's that?
Who's that? That's our Good Things Are Happening pod
Producer Cecily Korst. Oh my God, what are you doing here?
Wow, that's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that? It says Good Things Are Happening. That's the name of our podcast.
Got it from the website.
What?
Yeah.
There's merch on our website?
Everybody has merch, dude. We can't get away with not having merch.
There's a way that people can support the Good Things Are Happening podcast by buying merch? That's crazy.
What?
It's cool merch, too.
It's good merch.
It's good merch. Check it out. Good Things Are Happening pod.com. Is that the website?
That is. Good thing.
Oh, yes.
All right. Oh,
I did.
love when you do that.
Yeah, check it out, guys. We got a bunch of things on there. We got shirts, hoodies. Do we have socks?
We don't have
We
socks.
should get socks.
We should get
Socks are coming.
Socks are coming.
Oh, my
But yeah,
socks.
if you want to support the podcast, go to goodthingsareHappeningPod.com. Check out the merch section. We got a ton of things on there. And have fun. Spread the word. Spread the podcast.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Oh, we do this thing. We do some news stories that are like
Sure, let's
good
go.
news stories, you know? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
What's happening?
all
What
right.
good is happening in the world,
Okay.
Greg?
Here's a news story. So a woman who suffers from osteoarthritis and mobility issues was going to see Coldplay, and she couldn't make it in because she couldn't walk, and she was stuck, and she was going to turn around and go back because she couldn't walk. And a black Mercedes pulls up, the door opens up, it's Chris Martin. And he picks her up and he gives her a ride and makes sure she gets into the concert well.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That is so cool, man.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
That's great. Who, if you were stuck, who would you want to pick you up?
Who would I want to pick me up?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. Who would I want to? What's a concept? Gene Simmons would be cool, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Or Rob Zombie picks me up in Dragula.
In Dragula?
Yeah, Dragula.
You're gonna have to lay on top of him. It's a coffin.
It is a Did you drive Dragula?
No, I never drove Dragula.
Okay, I figured that
Never
would be
drove Dragula.
Dragula from the
What
Monsters.
about you? Who would pick you up?
The Pope Mobile with the Pope in it. I have questions.
Ah,
I
that's
have
good.
questions.
I heard the Pope puts on a good
Hello,
concert.
Papa. You
Yeah.
want to talk about that racial slur you threw out there?
Yeah. I think mine would probably be Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger would be cool.
Oh,
What's he
know?
driving?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you could park close because he's got the handicap.
Yeah.
You get it to the very front of the venue.
What's he driving? What kind of car you think Mick Jagger's driving?
God, is he even driving?
Nah, he's in the back.
He's in the back.
Yeah, he's
he's
in
But
probably.
what would he drive? Well, like an
Is
Aston,
it an SUV or a
Aston
limo?
Martin?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably in
Aston.
a big SUV.
That's big SUV, huh?
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
I can't bend down to get into the Aston. Send the truck.
All right, here's another news story.
Okay.
No, I don't know. It's a story. A woman, she was a national volleyball player in India. She was on a train and some thieves robbed her and threw her out of the moving train.
Oh, God.
And she lost one of her legs. And so she decided it wasn't going to hold her back. And she climbed Mount Everest.
I saw that. Is that the lady with she's got the prosthetic and
Yeah.
and with the AI thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
What, an AI leg?
Now she's got like with AI,
Yeah.
it learns. So it takes
Whoa.
normally
Yeah.
if we do this with an impulse,
Uh-huh.
it's happening quicker. So that's how she could do it. because
Oh,
the
man.
leg got
Yeah,
to where she could.
that's exactly it. That was her. So, it's like you go through these things in life and you lose a leg or whatever you lose, or you go through these struggles in life. You think it's a real bad thing, and it turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Climbing Mount Everest. Would you do that, Adam?
I took the elevator up to this floor. I'm not even kidding me. I'm not climbing Mount Everest.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot of people are into that, and I don't
My
have
wife,
that desire.
my wife did Mount Fuji.
Mount
My wife
Fuji.
climbed Mount
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got good water.
Yes, that's Fiji.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
So close. I was right there, man.
Here's another one. Bethany Hamilton. She was 14. I don't know if you know this story. She was 13 years old, and she in Hawaii, and her arm was bit off by a 14-foot tiger shark.
I think is she the surfer?
Yeah.
Oh, the surfer. Okay.
Surfer. Yeah.
I thought you meant the Real Housewife. I
Yeah.
got the wrong one.
And she did not give up, and she ended up turning pro, becoming a pro surfer with one arm.
That you know what? God bless her. I would be
Yeah.
back. I've been in the ocean looking for that fucking shark. I'd be like,
You know what?
Maybe that's what she's doing.
You son of
She's
a
got a little
bitch.
side piece.
Yeah,
with
no,
her right
I'd
there.
let it go, motherfucker. I would do.
You know what? I wasn't attacked by a shark. I go in the ocean. I'm panicking getting out of the water.
Yeah.
Just the thought of it.
Yeah, she's like, that's a big fear to face.
Yeah.
man.
So that's an incredible story. That's an old story, but it's a great one. And then finally, there's Nick. I don't know if I'm saying this. Vujicic. He was born without arms or legs.
Okay.
He had no arms or legs. And he grew up, he was bullied and people picked on him, and he had a tough upbringing. He ended up, getting through all that. And today he is a well-known motivational speaker, and he goes around the world giving talks, inspirational talks on overcoming life's obstacles.
Jeez. God
Is there-
bless her.
yeah. Feels like a theme in these stories, missing limbs.
I'll be honest with you. Those stories are great. But I feel like such a pussy now. I'm just like son of a bitch.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know why
I got
the
no
thing
arms
was.
or legs. Oh, look, I still want a series regular again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my
It's
God.
true.
It is so true. Bro, I was at the airport and this guy helped me out that was in a wheelchair. And he was like, he was working
Yeah.
his job, and he didn't have legs. And like, I had that moment of like, man, you got it good, Dustin.
Yeah.
And then on the plane, I saw someone on Instagram was like, this fucking guy's, what?
Yeah.
That many likes? That's not right.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Compare and despair, baby.
Dude, I was doing a set the other night. I had 15 minutes. They cut me down to 12. I was ready to fucking quit. Anyway, so that's I don't know why that's the theme, but
are you feeling better now, Greg? I feel like you're in a better mood than where
Yeah,
we first
I
started.
am. This
Good.
turned out to be a therapy
Good,
session
man.
for me.
Good.
And
Adam's feeling worse. I can tell. He's-
He's got a RAV4 as fuck.
Oh my God, Adam! Thank you so much
Good
for
to see you,
coming
baby.
on,
And
bro.
thank you for being on my podcast. I
Of
think I told you
course.
before we turned the mics on.
Yeah, what's your podcast?
It's called the Adam Ferrara Podcast. 30 minutes, you'll never get back.
Mhm.
You drop on Thursday. When does this drop? know?
This drops
3
Monday
weeks.
or 3 weeks.
Maybe
Okay,
I don't know what that date is, but
Yeah.
I'm in the season finale of NCIS June 17th, I think.
Yeah,
I got
buddy.
tour dates up. Come and see me. And my wife loved you. My
Oh,
wife
that's
loved you.
awesome, man.
And I got a bunch of shit because we talked about food on the podcast.
we were talking.
We talked about we got it. He goes, Taco Bell. I said, well, yeah, I got my favorite taco is the Day of the Dead taco truck by my house in Santa Monica, but I can't find it all the time.
pretty good.
Ah.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I gotta.
Which
check that
adds
out.
to it, because then when you
Now
find
you
it,
know
it's
it's
that
a
much
big
better.
deal.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a big like
You're
black
like,
UPS
there it
truck.
is. I got it. I got it.
It's got a skull on it. And there's a guy skull eating a taco. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah, do you order a bunch and throw some in the fridge?
I get them, and then I go, "Are you on Instagram?" And nobody speaks English. They just,
Oh.
they just
You're
nod.
like Instagram.
Yeah, they got pictures of the taco, and then you point, and that's it.
Dude, well, thanks for coming, bro. And you're an awesome dude, man.
You are. I
this is
always
great.
look forward to
This is
seeing
one
you
of my-
guys in the clubs.
Man.
Be well, be happy, keep swinging, boys. Life ain't for pussies.
Yeah, bro.
Ooh,
There you go.
that's a
Greg.
good end right
there. All right, cool. That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope, we can't even talk about it. Yeah. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.